Part 1 is the removal of the shift and select cable in an 87 Fiero. Here you see the shifter not going into first, second works, third, fourth, and here we go, not going into first gear again. Different angle. Okay, first is working, second, third, fourth, fifth, but no reverse. So the issue I was having was first and reverse gear. So just going to take a few things out, simple things, lighter, insurance. Now we're going to get into removing some of the trim pieces on the console. Just a lot of screws, pretty much the same type. Trim piece. And the shroud around the HVAC. Okay, shift knob comes off. This is where I kind of didn't do this properly. I thought I could, since the boot was already coming up, I figured it was just pressed in there, but that was not the case. So here I am just struggling a little bit. Here's a new Rodney Dickman shift boot retainer. Okay, the main console is coming out. Got it over to the bench. I do have some repair work to do, but there are no tears or rips. Just need to take some of the bends out, give it a good cleaning. So what I did is as I took everything apart, I put all the fasteners on a piece of cardboard, pressed them in, kind of marked what each screw was to help me when I have to put this thing back together. So here I am just kind of sketching it up, screwing the fasteners in as I take it apart. Here's the finished product, and I'll probably keep this board just in case I have to do it again. The next step was taking the metal frame where the radio and HVAC goes. It was just a whole mess of screws. They're all pretty much the same. So there were like 4 on top. So here's the main shroud coming off. Now I'm back right underneath where the frame is. And there was just a couple screws to take apart. And while I was in there, here, this part right here, I don't know what it was. It did not have a connector in it, so I'm assuming it's an option that I don't have. So just unscrewing that. All this to get down to the shift cables. So now the last screw right in behind the shifter coming out. kind of pulled the cables or the grommets out from the firewall. Now these are the 2 pins you're supposed to put in to lock the select and the shift motion. Before you start the process, you put the car in 2nd gear. And supposedly when all's said and done, you tighten everything down, you don't have to make any adjustments. So these are just, I believe they were 5/16 drills. And you just align up the holes. There was one other alignment hole I read about in the back. I took a picture of it, but was really unable to figure out how that even held the transmission in gear. But there's a back shot of the hole. And while I was doing this whole process, I did take the dash apart, and I had to replace the heater core, had a leak. I noticed that when the heat was on or the defroster was on, the windows were fogging up. So I did replace that at the same time. And here we are in the engine compartment. And this is a little clamp mechanism that holds the 2 shifter cables in place. So there's 1 screw, pull that out. And then down at the bottom of each of the cables is a nut. So just undo that nut, take off the washer, and the cable should just pop right out. There's the other side. And that I just put back together. The bracket, I just put that back together in the engine compartment. So there's the first one off, you can see, there's that. And then the second one. So I'm back in the car. To undo it at the shift mechanism, there's 2 kind of cotter pin things that you have to take off, 2 C-clamps that get pressed down around the cables. Just gonna pry those up. They are the same size, so they don't need to be sorted out. And the select and shift cable pop right out. Here I am feeding it out the passenger side. And just slowly pull it through. Got to save those grommets. The grommets get reused with some RTV and just get pushed back in the hole. So I'll see you on part 2.